Here we are again, episode 3.
Episode 3.
I'm a little under the weather, I have to admit, right off the bat. So, guys, if you hear me, sniffing and sneezing and all that kind of stuff, I
sneezing.
apologize. We may.
If it
I
starts
get in
sounding
these.
like this.
Sound like this. I get like these sneezing attacks, right? Like crazy deep sneezing attacks. I won't put you through that. If that happens, we'll cut it out because you don't want to hear that. It's gross. It's totally disgusting.
Or maybe just do it. This is a real. We're just being real here.
That's true for being real. After the first one, y'all are going to be like, okay, I'm out. That's it. I'm done. Trust me, it's gross. I gross myself out, so forget it. Yeah.
Gosh.
So, okay. So let me go back because I know we were talking about this last episode. We were all about the UFO EAP deal that was going on.
UAP. Mm-hmm.
And there was supposed to be the major, attack of the.
Yeah, but we knew that was.
And it wasn't going to happen. No, so that didn't happen. But they did surprise me a little bit on the latest version of the TV show, where now they're sending whoever it is are sending these like SUV sized drones out.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's the thing. That's why we were like, okay, so next week we'll cover another topic. But I mean, the UFO thing is still huge.
It's hot right now.
I mean, come on, and it's like in Jersey. If you guys are keeping up, like in Jersey, there's all these drones. They're saying they're drones, SUV-sized drones, things that they've never seen before.
Right.
And they're trying to come up with different, like, I don't know, they're trying to come up with different theories for what it is. I'm sorry, I don't think it's the Iranians.
They're saying, I just went off on TikTok today about this. I'm going to do it again because I have to. They're saying that
it's Iran.
Iran, who Obama just tried to give nukes to, like, several years ago, right? So they're not exactly super advanced at this point. That they have a mothership. Now they're not talking about a ship in the ocean. They're saying that Iran has a ship of alien proportion
of drones.
A mothership for drones. At night, what they do is they wait all day, right? I guess maybe they're cloaked or something, and then during the nighttime, just to be sneaky, they send out these drones to go spy on the public.
I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Like, if it ends up to mean that that's the truth, I'll be like, oh, well.
Great strategy there, Iran.
But I don't know. It's very weird. And you want to know another feeling that I get, and you guys can let me know if you agree with this. The other feeling I get about all of this, because every time there's something going on, I always think, what are they doing? Right? Like they do something with one hand. Look over here. Look over here. Look over here.
It's true.
So you don't see what's happening over here. So I'm wondering. We've got so much going on right now. I know this isn't paranormal, but we had the pew-pewing of the CEO of the.
That is a little paranormal if you think about it, right? Well, at least it's conspiracy. We could go with conspiracy.
Yeah, it's conspiracy. And
right, Nancy? Right? Right.
We just started. Come on, man. No more for you. Anyways, look, this is all entertainment.
She knows all the best stock tips.
This is all entertainment. This is all.
Just follow her.
I can't wink.
Oh, that's right. She can't wait. She'll do like this. So I'll do it. I'll do. Nancy is the most amazing analyst of stocks. She knows exactly what's up. She knows what's going on.
But look, we don't believe that. This is all entertainment.
Oh, of course.
I can't wait.
You know what? Just for future reference, when you can't do something, don't make yourself do it because that looked really bad.
Why?
Just don't do it.
I can't wink.
Look like you have twitches.
Regardless, hey, you know what? Look, we can't pretend. I think anyone that says, "Hey, I know for a fact this is what's going on," we're just talking here. We're just talking. But anyways,
I know a lot of stuff. Just
craziness happening right now. Mm-hmm. We're all seeing it play out. It's like we're watching Earth, the reality TV show.
Yeah. And that's what I put in my TikTok post is Earth 666. That's what I call it, is Earth 666. Because now we've got the Vatican busting open tomb walls so they can put it in a live stream camera. A friggin' live stream camera. To find out, because maybe I'm an idiot, that there's a Lucifer's tomb of Lucifer.
Well, that's what some people are calling it. They haven't come out and said it themselves. To be clear, like the people involved in the Catholic, they haven't, like the Pope, and that's not what it's. Other people calling it that. They're saying that. Okay, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go research this. This is something else that came up. So many things happen. It's like the end of the year. It's like they're rushing.
They also don't.
This. It's like they're rushing with different plot twists. Okay, so
they don't advertise their daycare either. So
Yeah, true. And so what is happening, you can look this up, this is real. They're going to live stream. I believe it's Christmas Eve.
yeah,
It's on Christmas Eve. They're going to live stream because they call it the Holy Door. And every 25 years, I researched this. Every 25 years, they do a ritual where they go and they open it up, and it's for the Jubilee. It's some ritual, something about Jubilee,
can I ask you to hold your thought real quick? I just
sure.
want to make a point here because we get a lot of people that pop into our live streams and call us evil, terrible, Jesus loves you, those type of people. Which fine, Jesus loves you too, but they're the ones that come in. Oh, everything you're doing is terrible and evil and witchcraft and da 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 da. Yeah, y'all, you're doing rituals. Where do you think these rituals came from? Where do you think these things have? Where you're doing the same thing under a different name. So quit your shit. Stop it. Stop.
It's all
You're
rituals.
not
I'm
holier
sorry.
than thou. You're not
No,
holier than thou.
what they do, and I'm
It's the
sorry,
same
like if y'all
thing.
are getting offended, I'm just stating facts here.
I'm not.
They do rituals. Okay, you walk into like a Catholic thing, whatever, and it's ritualistic, and they have the incense going.
It's
I'm
going up and down.
sorry. I'm sorry. You're getting mad at me for putting incense in my metaphysical store when you walk up. I mean, come on. Like,
Right?
and they bless people with the incense, and they do all these, and then
You eat the body of Christ. You drink the blood. Come on.
that's a
Come on,
cannibalistic
bro.
ritual.
Come on, bro. Come on.
So it's like,
I
okay,
never want to hear another person who claims to be of that faith come at me with anything because y'all, you got the top one. When it comes down to it, you got the top one. I mean, there's worse, trust me, but what we do is very mild. Very mild.
don't get offended.
Yeah, get offended. It's fine. I don't really care if you get offended or not. That's not my. I'm a truth teller. I'm going to tell you the
I'm like,
truth.
this is episode 3, barely here. Come
Yeah,
on.
I'm still going to tell the truth.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, people come into our live streams and they're like, oh, trying to tell us that we're evil or whatnot. I'm like, whatever. Look at the organized religion. That's well. Now,
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you away from what you were talking.
yeah. So what I was talking about is that this going back to the ritual that they're gonna do on
Christmas
Christmas
Eve,
Eve.
which by the way is not the birth of
So
the
so
Christ.
on,
Just
on
a
Christmas Eve, on December 24th, they're going to open up the holy door, and it's supposed to be a ritual that they do apparently every 25 years. No, every 24 years or 12 years. I did my research, and now bloop, I forgot it.
I think if I remember right, it was more like 25. I think it was
Okay,
25.
so they after a certain amount of years, they do it again and again. Of course, obviously, now that they can live stream, because live streaming is a thing now. Because people, some other people were like, "Well, they've never live streamed it before," and I just put in the comment section like, "Well,
They really
to be
couldn't.
fair."
But
Okay, wait, let me finish my
okay,
thought. Let me
go
finish
ahead,
my
go
thought.
ahead. Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
so they're doing this. They're gonna live stream it, and it's a whole thing. I was looking into like the Pope goes in there and he has to knock 3 times on the door. He like knocks 3 times. They open it up.
Hello.
It's like opening a portal, pretty much. It's like walking through a portal. It's what it is. Opening a portal, knocks 3 times on the door. It's like it's symbolizing the jubilee and the happiness of, I don't know, the holy door. But apparently, a lot of people are saying now. To be fair, I haven't heard it be called this by the Pope or anybody else there, um, but it's gonna be in the Basilica,
Uh-huh.
Saint Peter's Basilica,
St. Peter's, yeah.
and it's next to a tomb. Okay, so it's one tomb, and then they're like that, and people are like, that tomb is next to the tomb of Lucifer. But the thing is, I've never heard of that.
Well, I've never heard of the Tomb of Lucifer, but I did see a documentary a while back where somebody, I don't know how the hell they got down into the basement. I think maybe it was supposed to be like church approved and got snuck out, but they were showing all the artwork that was down in this thing, and it was chambers, and they were going chamber to chamber to chamber and showing, okay, this is, and it was all very much. But the thing that threw me off right away was this: it really didn't have anything to do with Christianity. It was Greek gods. They were showing all the Greek gods, like this is the palace of you know
Which is, I'm fine with that.
yeah, whatever. It's weird that your church is on top of a Greek god
The reason why I'm fine with that is
cemetery.
because I don't have anything wrong
Well,
with,
no,
I don't
no.
mind the deities and the Greek gods, but the moment I mention them, people of
Oh, they freak out.
they're like, oh no, I'm
But
like,
that's the thing. Don't be a hypocrite. I mean, if there's something about that or whatever the case might be, fine. We're good with that. It's just explain why it's happening. You could say, we this was an old cemetery. We know it was a cemetery. It was a whole cemetery that they built the church upon,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And you say, well, it's just the ancient structures. We didn't want to disrupt them. We thought that they were sacred or historic or whatever you want to say, but they never say that. They don't tell you what's down there, right? So they're showing like Zeus's this and Poseidon's that and all these different things, and you're like, okay, this is crazy, this is weird. But then all of a sudden, we get over, and they're
Somebody
like,
joined me.
we get this. We'll introduce him in a second. But then they show this whole room dedicated to who? Satan, Lucifer. They're like, hey, this is Satan's place over here.
Yeah,
We're
well,
like,
they refer to him as Lucifer. They don't refer to him as Satan. So
uh,
they're trying to say that it's not the same person.
but,
I'm just letting you guys know when I
but-
look into it, like, wait a minute, and they're like,
but it's not like this terrible like storytelling bad play. It's like a glorified, like, this is a beautiful hall. This is Satan's room. You're like, or Lucifer's room, and you're like, I thought y'all were supposed to be kicking his ass. I thought we hate him, right? That's supposed to. What's that about? How does this happen?
It's just confusing. I don't know, but that's why. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just always been. Hold on. Let's. Okay. So before I hand him back over, I'm gonna introduce this little guy. Came and jumped on my lap. This is
It's our new buddy.
We named him Merlin. He lived
In the
outside
complex.
in the
Yeah.
complex and with all his little cat family. But he just walked. We opened the door to the shop and he walked right in. And now I can't get rid of him because he's a
Yeah.
cutie. But
He's with us permanently.
Yeah.
I guess he's
I'm gonna
coming
hand
to
him
me.
over
Okay, it's
to his
coming to me.
caregiver.
And then-
If he comes back, I'm sure you guys will be fine with it. So,
all right.
the point being, there's all these things going on, and it's like really, it's bizarre, it's weird.
But
I'm here for it though.
yeah, I know it's a TV show now.
I'm-
I'm not even mad. I'm just like, make sure it's written well. Like I want the script to go well. I want to be entertained by everything that's happening. I don't want these boring drop offs because it happens a lot where they'll build you up and you're like, okay, now it's gonna happen, and then nothing. And it's like,
So what do you think is going to happen with all the UFOs and all
Well,
that? What do you think? Do you think that's just going to go away all of a
no,
sudden?
I don't. But let me say one thing before I get to that because I don't want to get off this topic. Okay, so if you guys remember, there was a disgusting website years ago. Some of you might know about it. Some of you don't. It was called WatchMeRot.com.
Oh,
It was a
good.
terrible website. And basically, they would pay people to allow someone to put a camera in their coffin, and they would film
Decompose,
the decomposing body, which is horrible. I think
Trigger warning.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
Did you say the trigger warning before you say that? But
Well, yeah,
sorry.
it was bad. But here's my point. So I get, people are into weird stuff, right? Whatever the case might be. But what is going to be the benefit? And this is what I'm getting at. Why do we live stream from an empty tomb? Why do we live stream? It tells me that the Catholic Church or somebody within an organization has something planned so that they can have some huge event, like maybe a huge figure from a certain religion reappear within that tomb, make an appearance,
There's
and
always
then
a reason.
disappear,
There's
and then
always a
everybody
reason.
can all come pilgrimage and pay. This is what I'm getting at. You have an end game. We know you do, or at least I do. Catholic Church, I know you have an end game. So what is your end game? What are you trying to do? Are you going to shock us with something? Because here's the thing, you guys have screwed up, and I say you guys being the elite, the elite people.
Look, there's people that believe in that faith and they're practicing and they're not evil.
Oh, no,
They've grown
no.
up in it, and this is like I have family members that
Yeah.
they go to service, they go to misa in
Absolutely.
Spanish, and ellos van, they go to misa, they pray. They're very close. They believe, the connection that they have, and
I have
it's
no doubt.
spiritual for them. And they, and there's
It's-
people that pray and I have nothing. When you do your faith and you do it pure intention, and it's a real intention, and you're, saying the rosary, which is, some people say prayers, spells,
Whatever.
intentions, and they believe it. They're doing it with a pure heart. I'm fine with that. It's the deception of the people on the higher ups,
Up top, the
the
people up here.
deception, the lies,
And-
they're doing something under the guise. Oh, this is good.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
This is good.
That's exactly it. It's not the people down below. It's not the people of faith. That's great. Believe what you want to believe. I would never tell you what to believe. I would never tell you because I would never want anybody to tell me what to believe. Right. But these people who are there. The people, we call them the elites, we call them the controllers, we call them the, we've got a lot of different names
The
for them.
higher ups.
Yeah, the higher ups, which really they're not. They're just scum. But here's the thing. They are always pulling our strings. They always have to have some kind of thing that's making it happen. I mean, and you know, there's nothing that happens by chance. They always have to tell you what they're going to do in one way or another. They have to tell you in movies and books, on TV, advertisements. They have to tell you what's going to happen. So the problem that I have with this is that they played their hand one too many times. And the Bible talks about this, and many scriptures actually talk about this, that the elites eventually play their way into checkmate because there's only so long that evil can survive doing the crap that it does. And now the problem that you all have is that you got a lot of skeptical people out here. So not everybody's just going to go, oh my, I saw it on TV. It's real. I heard it on the news. It's real. I swear it was a picture. No. Now all of us go, I don't know. What do you think? It can be the most miraculous looking thing you've ever seen in your entire life. And we're still going to sit back and go, not buying it.
I find myself doing that a lot.
A lot. Well, what so I'll bring you stuff sometimes. Babe, look at the thing. You're like, well, let's look at the comments first. Let's read this. Let's react.
I always have to research, where did they get it from? Where's the source? What's this? What's that? Da, 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 da. And then you got to look, okay, is it obviously, has it been tampered with? There's ways to tell. Things like that. Find a footprint if you can. It's just things like that. And I always go into it. And then there's times I'm like, oh, Chris, guess what? This seems legit. And then there's times, and then I hate when you look disappointed, like, oh, shoot.
Well, then I'm bummed because I'm like, man, I wanted the TV show to be better. That's how I always think about it. I want it to be better. But yeah, that's the thing, is that now you guys have screwed up, and I'm talking directly to you asses up top. You've screwed up because you've got all of us here going, nah, not really, not really. And the question we mentioned last week, do I still have to go to work after this? Like if the aliens land and they come out and talk to us and hang out, or give us a tablet or whatever they're supposed to do. At that point, are we like absolved from finance? Or are we like,
do we still owe money? Do I still have to pay my rent?
Are we all handed sketch pads? Do we start drawing at that? I don't know. I don't know how it works at that point.
What happens? Like,
see, and this is where you screwed up. You didn't daggle the carrot far enough, and you lied and lied and lied and lied. And now here we are on podcasts like this with well over 100 people are going to see this, just so you're aware. You're in trouble.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I don't know if you know that.
Those 100 people,
they are going to tell maybe another 10. And so at that point, your jig is up.
We're tiny. You don't have to do anything to us.
No, we're good. You don't have to worry about it. I was on the Vatican's hit list. I think I mentioned that one before.
Oh my God.
But that was for the ghost box. So, I mean, now, come on. It's all water under the bridge, right?
This would have been a good podcast. I have a feeling this will be our final.
Oh, no. They'll let us go a little further. They've got to say, they'll put us in the disinformation category. Disinformation, not real.
I just want everyone out there to know that I really don't know who this man is. He showed up at my door doing a podcast.
She lives in my house. And her kids, too. And all these animals. We have a lot of animals.
I love this guy.
Yeah, she does. She loves me most of the time. Until my mouth starts running, and then she's like, I'm going to kill you for doing what you just did. But no, we're good. We're good.
No,
so,
yeah.
But the question is, getting back, where's this all headed? Where are we going with all this? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big question. I don't know. I get, like you, I get pictures. I get little scenes. I'm like, okay, well, what does that mean? I don't understand. I feel, to me, and I'll let you jump in because I'm talking too much.
No. Good. I'm
like, with everything that's happening right now, I feel, and I've talked to you about this, I feel really good about next year. February, like, I feel like our financial system changes. Not just gets better. I feel like it switches, changes, flips. Like, there's going to be this time of like a golden age. I really feel that. Like, for those that are willing to open themselves up to it, I feel like there's this golden age. I feel like there's this new understanding. I feel like our food is going to get clean. I feel like our skies are going to be cleaner. I feel like the corruption is going to be knocked down. So I feel that coming, and that feels good. I feel really good about that. But when there's good things happening up top, there's always things underneath that are working the subcurrent.
I'm glad you said that because I was gonna say, okay, I'm with you, and no, that's great, but I feel like there's still gonna be these like attempts to fuck shit up,
Yeah.
and I feel like there's because they can't the way I mean, and I hate to think this way, but it's after years and years of like knowing what I know and learning what I've learned, and you know, it, it's like they can never let us have it too good, you know,
But
and so.
don't you think there might be a time that they have to like recoup? Like when they have to basically go clean their wounds and then come back again and give it another shot.
I hope so, but
But I mean, look, P Diddy, that whole thing is falling right now. That's Hollywood. Hollywood, the stars are falling, guys. The stars are falling.
that's like
Um,
everybody's just like,
I mean, and the reason I bring that up is because that's satanic ritual. That is the core of our entertainment industry is satanic ritual, and we're watching that crumble right now.
and that's a good thing. Like all these people, it's like it's coming to an end. The terrible, horrible, bad shit that they've done. It's like, okay, no more. You're being exposed.
Well, did you see what happened to Ellen?
No.
Okay, so she's friends with Diddy, whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want to call him, Puffy Daddy, what he Diddy. She's
On Diddy
good friends with
Combs.
it. She calls him Snugglebug or some kind of
Mm.
name she has for him.
I saw that.
So when the election switched, it was told that the names are coming out. Hey, first day I'm in, names are out. And all of a sudden, a lot of people who were very high end were like, "I'm out. I can't stand this. It's just terrible." So they, used that guise to get the hell out. So Ellen, with her and her wife, moved to a part of England. I think it's like an hour outside
Okay, I
of
heard that.
London.
I heard
And
that.
this is your higher power right here. This is Yahuwah. She moves to this new part of England, and within I think it's a week, maybe a week or two of her being there, her entire place gets completely flooded, like over the top of the roof, flooded. And she didn't buy some cheap little flat. She bought like
That
a nice,
sucks.
and it completely just wiped out her home. And so, you can't get away from karma. Karma is real. And
Well, one thing that I have noticed, and this I'm very happy about. I'm really happy, and maybe a lot of it has to do with the young generation now, and I'm really proud that like we've raised them that way. Like they're fighters, they stand up, But if you think about back when we were young, right? We held like celebrities and singers that get to a certain,
oh yeah,
and we were like, oh my god, so and so, and we idolized them and all this.
with us it was mainly music. At least for my
Music,
people,
yeah.
it was like
Well, and
music.
and
Some
some
actors
actors
too.
and
Right?
stuff, and we had that, and it's like in recent years, and I think a lot of things come into play with that, with the fact that social media is so big
Mm-hmm.
that it doesn't allow people to lie and to hide the way, back before social media,
Yeah,
you could do things in the shadows and in darkness, and people wouldn't know about it, and you could keep secrets,
it was
but
rumors.
everybody's recording, the truth gets out there. So that's the good thing about social media, right? Um, and so a lot of truths get revealed faster. The media hates social media because, the media
Oh,
likes to cover shit
it's a
up,
controlled narrative.
yeah,
It's
and
it.
not say the truth. And then, people on TikTok or social media that they go out and they find shit out and they have proof and they come with receipts. That's how it's changed. And so a lot of these celebrities and whatnot, they're not people aren't putting up with their shit anymore. And it's like, a lot of it has to do with social media, and a lot of the older generations, but the young generation too is like they'll start liking someone and they'll quickly turn on them. Oh no, you
Well,
did
yeah, if
this,
they
fuck
find
you.
out, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, which I like now, by the way, on a side note, because the generation prior to this generation, they were like off the handle, like
Yeah.
everything. Cancel, 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 cancel. No, no, no. Look for a pattern in
Look for a
somebody.
pat,
We all
exactly.
screw up. We all have issues. We've done stupid shit in our lives. And if you're going to hold somebody because they said something or did something stupid, all of us should be in the same boat.
Yeah,
But
a
when
lot
it,
of like the younger generation, like the Gen Zs, like people blame them for cancel culture, and if
mm,
you talk to them,
no,
like they hate cancel
yeah,
culture as well. Like they don't like
that's
that.
cringed.
And but what I do like about the younger generation is like they're really involved with like current events too. They'll be like, "Did you hear about this? And did you hear about that?" Like my kids will come up to me, "Mom, did you
Oh
see
yeah,
this?" see what's happening? And they have strong opinions, and I'm like, yeah, go for it, have your strong opinions. And it's like they have boundaries. It's like, like they're the ones that they'll go to work and they're like, I need you to, yeah, no, I gotta go. And I mean, think about back when we were young.
You said that you were fired. You're out.
Yeah, like we didn't know how to set those boundaries.
Right.
It's like, I need you to say, yes, sir.
Yeah, you did because you liked money, and that's
And
that's how it
one
worked.
one could argue, because I've seen both sides. One could argue that people say like, oh, that's just because the older generation had more work ethic, or they had more respect for authority, but then you could also flip that and say, well, the younger generation is teaching us how to have boundaries.
Yeah,
You
I,
know.
I, I really like for instance, with Dave, he's 17,
Uh-huh.
and his group of friends and things like that. You listen to, they're still stupid kids, I mean, the kids are stupid. We all were, right? When it
Oh.
comes to, they're dumb, but when it comes down to it, they have more substance. Like Dave will probably kill me for going into all this stuff, but when it comes down to it, he's very, he found religion. He found his religion,
Hmm.
and nobody forced him into it. We were actually, I remember how it happened.
He found his faith and something that he believes in, and
We were actually watching a documentary
uh-huh.
about the negative, like some of the evil that we've been talking about today,
Hmm.
and somebody giving it from a point of view where they used to be one of those people, and then they were saved, and it completely changed their perspective. So very unannounced and very much on their own, Dave went and started researching his version of the religion and what he wanted to do it, and now he's completely devoted to it.
And he's not closed-minded about it.
No,
He's not like, he still comes over to the shop and he's very open to this.
oh
He tells me,
yeah,
"Hey mom, burn a candle for," he's made a connection to his higher power the way it makes sense to him. And I'm all for that, because I think everybody, it's important for us, whether it's that, ancestor, and which I believe, just real quick, I believe that that's the true connection to spirit, is through your ancestors. That's my belief. And whether it's you connect to your ancestors and that's your connection to spirit, or whatever that is for you, I think it's important for everyone to have that.
yeah, no, I totally agree. But what I was going to make this point, like, for instance, that's an evolution because, and I will say this, like Gen X, that's my generation is Gen X, and we're very much, drank from the water hose, came home when the light came on, we're gone all day, the whole story about Gen X. But I will tell you that, like, for instance, because I was very much in a musician crowd and a heavy metal crowd and things like that. If somebody like one of my friends would have come back into my group and said something like, hey, I found God, we'd be like, get out. Yeah, we go crazy. We would lose our minds on them because it was just like that was the mob mentality, was like, oh, what's wrong with you? That kind of thing. But it's really cool today because they have such strong morals and such strong standards, which are very aligned with at least what I see with Gen X. But they also have this openness to say, it's who I am and it's what I'm going to do. And we're like, oh, and I'm like, respect. I respect you for that because I can't say I would have seen that happen in my day. And I'd probably be part of the problem, honestly. I'd probably be the guy who's like, oh, I feel bad because I made fun of Larry for becoming a Christian or whatever. But that would be me. And I'm like, man, you have a maturity that we did not have during that time. So everything's coming around. This is why I say this is a golden age coming. It really is because we've seen, and I think just very recently, a lot of people give you the opinion that it got real bad. It got real bad. And now you're starting to see this kind of evolution heading in another direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally, I think that's a beautiful thing. I know everybody's got their own opinion. Opinions are like assholes,
Everybody has one.
most stink. And that's how it works. But when it comes down to it, honestly, and that's just me talking. But I see, I see good coming back in and saying enough. It's gone too far. Let's pull it back. Let's pull back the reins. And that's why this TV show is so interesting to me. I call it the
Earth,
TV show. Yeah,
Earth.
Earth 666. I think it's
Well,
really
because
interesting.
you see so many different things happening, and it's like, the way I feel right now, with the year coming to an end, closing, right, 2024. I mean, come on, I feel like it was just January.
Oh yeah.
I blinked.
I I gotta be honest. I have been, and it's bad. From the very well for about 3 years, I've been like, please make it end, make it stop, make it end every day. We go, please, no more, no more.
I feel like it was just January and we're already here. Which, okay, fine. You know what?
Yeah,
Every time it cycles through, and you're like, right, let's see what the next year has in store for us. We always look at it positively. But my point being, a lot of things have happened this year, a lot of things, but it's the end, like the finale of 2024 has been freaking crazy, and that's because it's still not 100% over, right? We've got the UFO sightings all over the place in Arizona, in New Jersey.
They're talking about UAP sightings on like sports shows.
Yeah.
Like, what's crazy with the Giants, other than the UAPs over Jersey, I'm like, this is on a sports show. This isn't like some specialty programming.
And people, it's almost we've become desensitized to all these things, which could be how it's biting the higher ups in the ass.
Yeah.
Because we're so desensitized.
It's true.
And it's like, oh, like when they freaking announced, oh yeah, aliens exist. People were like, all right, what time do I go to work tomorrow?
Yeah, we did, right? Because we're like, and they're like, listen, here's the deal. So space isn't really a thing. It's all from underwater. That's space. And we went, cool. Again, has currency changed? Are we having to still work, or what? Are they bringing us water money? What are we doing?
What are we doing? What's happening?
I mean,
why do we need to know this?
But think how frustrated the elites are at that point. Damn it.
We're so
we showed them bodies and they haven't done anything. We're flying SUVs over the top of it, and we're like,
people are out there. Oh, check this out! Whoa, check this out! Oh, there's another one. Now they're telling us,
fear,
and now they're like, oh, it's the Iranians. There's gonna be war. We're like, yeah, all right.
And the Republican that doesn't matter, but there was a Republican guy who was on the news, was like, they're like, well, what's your source? How do you know? He's like, trust me, bro. I know a guy, and this guy is like super respected when it comes to UAPs flying and Iranians, and he's telling me it's Iranians. Like he's the guy. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. He's that version of that guy, and I'm like, yo, dude, please stop. Yeah, stop talking.
Literally, when they asked him, "What's your source?" He literally,
I'm like, dude, just please,
me, bro. So we've got that going on. Okay, we have that going on. We have the Pope in the Vatican. They're gonna do some ritual that they're gonna live stream. A ritual they're gonna live stream to open the portal.
We would put the little camera down in the tomb to see if anything happens. Maybe you watch and see if something happens in the tomb.
I mean, and which I think maybe there's gonna be apparitions. I don't know. But
I
know that it's a ritual.
They're
gonna knock 3 times. They're opening a portal for the Jubilee Festival. Okay.
What's the Jubilee?
That's what it is. It's the Jubilee Festival.
When have you known Catholics to be happy?
Is it the Ragu Festival? Are you going to that? Let me know how many of you know what that is. Are you going to the Ragu Festival? So they're gonna knock on the door 3 times for the Jubilee Festival, and they're gonna welcome in joy. That's what it is. Okay.
Welcome joy
from a tomb. And
a tomb under the Vatican.
So we have that happening. We have the UAPs happening. We have freaking volcanoes, which we've always had, but like they're so active right now. We've had earthquakes that are happening. And then one could argue, and I will say this, because I like to have a level head, right? And so I will say this. When people say, man, all these things are happening, are they happening more now, or do we just hear about it more now because of our good friend social media?
Well, I will tell you, weather warfare is a thing. Mm-hmm. It's a real thing that was announced in the 40s, by the way, so don't come at me and be like, oh, it's not real. It was announced by the government in the 40s that they had the ability to control the weather. Now they're using weather warfare, and we saw that in the floods that happened. We saw that in the things that are, a hurricane that was coming right at us. I'm telling you, it was heading straight at us. All of a sudden went straight up, and that one flooded. It
went all the way to New York. Barrel?
New York and Vermont. Mm-hmm. They flooded over the top of the buildings in Vermont.
Yeah,
that was supposed to hit us in South Texas, and mysteriously went up. The nightmare that just happened in North Carolina. I'm not even going to get into that. That's the most terrible thing. I'll tell you that.
That's upsetting. That upsets me real quick. I do have to say that really pisses me off, because I feel like not enough was done for them, and I'm sorry, not enough was done for them, and now it's cold, it's freezing.
People are dying still, and the Attention's completely off of it.
Yeah, nobody's paying
People are like,
attention to
oh
them. They're not
yeah.
even. I'm telling you because that's what it is. It's like the sensationalism finishes, and now UFOs now. But what about our brothers and sisters over in North
People are
Carolina that
dying
are
of hypothermia for no shelter, and you
but
know,
sadly it's like that. Like when
Hawaii.
what happened in Hawaii, in Lahaina, the fire that happened.
I was
People
there
were
several times, and it was a nightmare. And I knew as they were describing the that was a complete setup, by the way. What was happening because there's one road in, one road out. That's it. That's all, guys. And when I say that, I mean it. And when they have police blocking people and sending it into the fire, that's a setup. And I'll tell you another thing too. It doesn't happen that way. There was weather warfare there. There was some strange lights and things we'll get into later.
yeah.
But I'll tell you the thing that happened here with North Carolina. Hurricanes don't park over the top of locations and just sit. They move. That's what they do. They're weather systems that move. And when you have a system that just parks over the top of an area that can't stand flooding, you're going to get what happens. And interestingly enough, just to end this one up because we're always talking about something, uh, the I think one of the biggest lithium sources is in the area that
Mhm.
was trillions of dollars worth of lithium. And mysteriously, what are they doing right now? They're changing papers over, land's going real quick, everything's
Yep.
happening. They're just burying the cities and the bodies because somebody's gonna get rich real
Yeah,
quick.
it's true.
Follow that little
Follow
acorn, guys,
that
and
trail.
you will get angry really fast.
And the thing is, whenever there's something big that happens, it's like it's big for a while. They report on it. They don't do much to help people. I'm sorry, but they don't. I mean, it
Never.
happened in Katrina. It happened in Hawaii.
Yep.
It happened in North Carolina. Now it's like, and it's like they put it on the news for a little bit. They help them, really don't, and then they're forgotten about. People in Hawaii, they're still suffering from that. They're still, you know, some of them still have no resolution to what happened to their property and whatnot.
Think
And
about
then in the
that.
North Carolina, same thing now. And it's like you hardly see it now.
Well, and it's because again we're desensitized. So that's where the desensitization works in their
In their
favor,
favor.
is because they can, hey, turn the channel. We're done with that one. We're moving on to this one now, and that's really what they're doing. You know, now there's all these people that are still suffering in North Carolina, and we're on to UAPs flying over New Jersey.
Well, because you
Right?
got to pay attention to that,
Yeah,
right? But
exactly.
like they've kind of done this, and it's like, okay, forget about the people in North Carolina, which I think is complete and total BS. It's terrible. I would,
The people in Hawaii,
yeah,
same
it's
thing.
terrible. I would, nobody deserves that. Nobody. I don't care who you are, what side
No,
on the political spectrum you're on.
doesn't
I
matter.
don't care what. It doesn't matter. Nobody deserves that. And our country should be taking care of them. They really should. They
Absolutely.
should be taking care of them.
You
And
know, if it happens on your soil, you need to take care of it. And if Hawaii truly is a state, which it's not, but we can get into that later, but it's an occupied territory, but you still
yeah,
be taking care of the people that are there.
yeah,
And I can guarantee North Carolina definitely is a spot that's here. So that's the other
absolutely.
side of it right there.
And so so guys, our food just
Our
got
food
here.
just got here. Busy days.
Yeah. But we're almost coming to the end anyways. But all I want to say is that, my thing about this year is like it's coming to an end. And I feel like they're just throwing all these plot twists at us. It's like worse than an M. Night Shyamalan film. It's worse. It's like, and now this, and now that, and now this, and now that, and
Okay.
now you can put it on that table if you want.
Yeah, we'll grab it out there. Thank
and
you.
and now we've got UAPs, UFOs. And now you've got the Vatican's going to do some ritual, and now you've got they're just throwing things left and right. And and then get this. Here's the other thing. We didn't get into this one, but I guess this will be the next episode. People having paranormal encounters and experiences, more so. I feel like more intense ones.
Oh, yeah.
Than before.
Oh, the veil is super thin.
It
and
is.
We'll get into that next time.
Yeah, we will.
But
Because
we're
I
all,
had something that happened in our house a few nights ago.
we're having some super personal experiences, and it's not just the standard like, oh yeah, I know so and so. And the apps now are starting to very, very, working with AI, are starting to bring through spirit like that. It's so cool.
Working with AI, bro. Like working
So
with
what
AI.
is AI, right? So we got to get into all this stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, it's too much for one episode.
I
Thank-
can sit here and do like 3 hours and keep talking. But,
oh yeah, we could go
but
on
then
forever.
you guys wouldn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, so we'll shut up now. We're gonna go eat. But yeah, guys.
Stomach's one.
Sorry. Yeah, gotta get to it.
I don't even know what this one was about. It was just,
Well, no, we covered about 20 topics. People, I hope that people can follow us through our madness. I think they will. Most people who like MoonDee's.
They will. You'll be able to. Let us know. What do you think? Give us your opinions. What do you think about some of the crazy shit we talked about today?
And again, guys, do me a favor, do us a favor. Please share the podcast. Share the link with somebody you think might like it, and let's get the word out there a little fast. Our episodes are getting bigger, very slowly but surely. They are getting a little bit bigger. Make sure if you are subscribed to the channel, if you're watching this episode, subscribe to our channel. Turn on the alert bell, because the alert bell is going to let you know anytime a new podcast goes up, an episode of Ghostbox Chronicles goes up, anything that we're doing. Maybe we're doing a live. You guys can check it out and see what we're doing. So, yeah, that's what's up.
So that's it for MoonDee's Paranormal Odyssey, which today was kind of conspiracy.
3. Yeah.
But the UAPs and the UFOs, that's paranormal.
Yeah, it was definitely paranormal. So there you go. Guys, we love you, and we will see you next time.
See y'all next time. Love you, smile, and remember to make someone else smile too. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
MoonDee's Paranormal Odyssey. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, turn on notifications.